What's the odds on a
One
successful?
is an idiot, it might be both of them. Shut up, dude.
Just doesn't work at your house.
It's a podcast!
What's up? It's the voice in the face. How you doing? I've been stuck at home for ages.
Yeah, time to come up with that opener.
Oh, first day. I was like, fuck. And I wanted to message and be like, can we change it to the voice
The voice in the face. Yeah. You want to change the name of the podcast?
Nah, not really. I just thought it was hilarious.
That's good.
Yeah,
Like that.
so I've been inside. I've managed to be able to play
you
PlayStation.
More, they gave you more time off work and you're on the station.
Yeah, bro.
Gaming it up.
God of War, Ragnarocky.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
So let me ask you, after 3 days of gaming, how do you feel about Elon Musk's Nazi salute now?
Roman. I'm kidding. What's been more interesting is like the first day, I couldn't believe how fast time went. Like I started playing at 9:30, and when I was like, "Oh, I should have a break," it was 12:30. I was like, "Holy fuck! This feels like
I need to eat something.
I'm like traveling through time way faster than I thought I was." And then had a break, jumped back on the game, and was like, "Oh, I might have a smoke." Come downstairs, bro. Go outside, look at my phone. 4:45, and just say 1:30 to 4:45. Just didn't even
gone.
blink. Gone.
Yeah, bro.
But I also like.
I get you. Video games are fucking awesome.
Bro, I
man.
remember
like I text you, in many ways, superior to real life.
I stopped and like picked up my phone and looked in, I think it was X or Twitter, and I scrolled, and then just dropped the phone. It was like, nah.
Fuck that.
Fuck, I'm going straight back and killing some dwarves.
This whole thing makes me feel awesome, and most of social media makes me feel sad and lonely.
Bro,
pissed off.
I was thinking, Tolkien, you know how he wrote that book?
He's famously. Yeah.
It's a side project.
Which one
side
did
hustle.
he write? The Silmarillion, I believe you're referring
Yeah,
to.
the massive one.
Oh, really? That was it?
Why did... Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because I've been told
He
by...
apparently dropped that off in a wheelbarrow to his publisher.
I've heard people like who love all his work have tried to read it and just couldn't.
It doesn't... Yeah,
I know of one person who's read it, and that guy's a fucking wizard. But anyway, what I was meaning is just born in the wrong time, eh? That's supposed to be a game. That's supposed to be like a media that we can achieve today.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
okay.
because like this God of War game, how fleshed out the story and the lore, and then like even like you crawling through a certain passage, and then a certain type of music starts, and like as soon as your battle's over, the music drops off, and all this sort of shit. All I was thinking is like, to put that much work into a fucking game. That Tolkien dude must be sitting somewhere just being like, are you fucking serious? I wrote it all down, and here you go. Imagine my beautiful world I crafted, you fucking peons.
Everyone must know the lore to this, 90% of people, but do you know how the story came about?
No.
It's Tolkien telling stories to his kids.
Wicked.
And his kids were so enthralled with it over years that he agreed to them that he would write it down.
Yeah.
They're like, Dad, you have to write this. So he did, and he wrote The Hobbit.
It just seems like so much genius that would capitalize on something great today. Like, not saying he didn't. He was
an incredible storyteller who was doing it because he loved it, and his children convinced him to take the story that he'd been telling them for their whole lives and commit it to paper.
When I think of how like every, the species and those have their own languages and shit, and that sort of came the textbook for how cunts made their fantasy shit. Yeah. And it's looking at this God of War one, and they've sort of just interjected Kratos, beloved maniac killing machine.
It's all Greek mythology, right?
Yeah, but they've like he killed all of them. Fuck, where do we go? Let's put him in the snow, and now he's dealing with Odin and Thor and shit. Okay. And it's just real hard case to have to flesh out all of the lore, the monsters, all of that stuff. And
I'm a dungeon master, right?
Yeah, there's side hustle. But what I was meaning though is like just to flesh out all that stuff for a book. Yeah. Like even with what you do as the dungeon master, you get to apply more of what you've written in different ways than just writing a book. That's what was getting me about it. Like to write, because he wrote it, I don't know when he wrote it, fucking 100 years ago or something.
More, yeah.
Yeah, more than that. And it's still alive and got a massive fan base to it and stuff. But it's just, I don't know, my weird thought being locked in my room playing this fucking game, just being like, man, someone like Tolkien would have fucking dunked on this world. Like if he could have created entire worlds within worlds, and like what we do with games, like the fact that their God of War one has like 9 realms, and each realm has
they got teams of writers. Of course. Tolkien was doing it just himself. I've noticed something with fantasy writing. I've read a lot of fantasy, especially
I was going to touch
up.
My hoodie. Keep going.
That's okay. I've read a lot of fantasy, especially growing up, and I read The Hobbit when I was quite young. There's I think most fantasy authors have one fucking banger in them. They got one banger of a book, and then the rest of it is like it kind of changes. So Tolkien had his Hobbit was a banger, and then he's got the big one that he's famous for after that, and beyond that he's not really known for any other writing other than the Silmarillion.
So the Hobbit wasn't 100 years, it's 1937.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So nice, good fact check. There's a book called The Magician by a guy called Raymond E. Feast, which is a fucking banger. It's so good, and none of his other books matter.
That's weird.
Who hates the transies?
Auntie.
J.K.
Rowling.
J.K. Rowling's
auntie.
Yeah. Okay. She had one good series in her. Nobody cares about her other magical beasts. And nobody gives a shit. No. She had one good series in her, and even then, the first book is the banger.
And I'm pretty sure there's another book about a guy named Gary.
Yeah,
who went to magician school and shit.
And she does this weird
that came out years before her.
The pen name that she took for that is like a famous anti-trans activist. Is it Robert Galbraith? I don't know the activist, but I think that's the. Can you look up Robert Galbraith for me? I think that's the pseudonym that she used for her next books.
There's another book about a kid who finds out he's got magic lineage and has to go to a magic school. Yeah, and it comes out way before Harry Potter. But the guy's name's Gary, and people were like, she's just ripped it off.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know what the book's called, but I know people were like, she's lifted a lot of this stuff.
Yeah. So I mean, all art is stolen ideas. Almost all of it is stolen ideas.
The best one I'll think of, and I haven't done it for a while, but was Dune. When people were like, Dune's just a rip-off of Star Wars. And the joke is that guy ripped it off so bad he built a fucking time machine and released it before Star Wars came out.
Yeah. We talk about the 12 archetypes of people, and there's only 10 kinds of stories.
12 stories. Yeah, I've heard similar shit. But no, there's just this God of War and watching what they can do with... they can take a story from mythology, interject this new modern character, and come up with your own crazy shit. And all I could think of was guys who have, Tolkien, who's smashed out this whole world in just pen and paper. That was wow, that's so weird to me. Because even in the game, bro, you see some paintings on some walls, and they're like, oh my God. And I'm like, yeah, those would matter if you didn't have any other imagery. Yeah. There's no imagery.
There's no art.
No TV, no nothing. You don't even have, you can't draw.
Robert Galbraith. American psychiatrist, followed the organ defect. Okay, organic defects are the sole source of mental illness, and consequently, mental problems are treatable by physical means.
Crazy.
Did she use She used Robert Galbraith though. Yeah.
But that's not what. Did he not?
No, that's what shows up when you Google it.
Is J.K. Rowling? Well, there you go.
But did he? So was his thing about?
I heard a lot of noise about it. I didn't dig that deep into it.
That didn't sound like it was about transies.
I mean, that was the first paragraph of a Wikipedia article, and I think if you read the whole thing, part of it would say he was radically anti-trans, there'll be specifics or whatever. For reasons. I don't know. This is a less good fact check here. I think I chose Robert because it's one of my favorite men's names. Mercifully, hadn't. That's not a good.
Yeah, who cares? Let's move the fuck on.
Whatever.
Where do you want to start?
Oh, I got. I think I know. Did you at the Shut Up Dude NZ Gmail? Did you get sent any videos of me masturbating?
Two.
But two?
I didn't really.
How were they?
You were talking yourself up a bit.
Yeah.
The lighthouse. Is it a lighthouse? That's a tiny island.
You forward them to me.
Nah, you're already on the hub, bro.
I'll decide
if you look up Shut Up Dude on Pornhub.
Send me the link.
Nah, I'm monetizing this. Yeah.
Oh, but it's not that good, but you reckon you'll be able to get a few bucks for it, eh?
Yeah. People love the filth. Can't even really see the peen, bro.
Oh, well, that's embarrassing.
Just a lot of uncomfortable facials.
Yeah, stinks.
Sort of like
watching holding the phone up to the face or something.
Yeah, it's like film from
bro.
You. Yeah,
nasty. I had the front facing camera on. Yeah.
I have not been sent any.
That's good.
If you'd know, I think if I was sent a video of you masturbating, New Zealand would hear the laugh. 4,000,000.9 other people. Yeah.
Lighthouse Talk last week divided the audience. All right.
Why did you get some messages?
Yeah. Some people didn't want to hear it.
Fuck you.
And they are correct. they don't want to think about penises. If they do, they should be small. It's comedy podcast. A big penis is serious. All right, a little penis is funny.
Is this what someone
one
sent
that we
you?
should be talking about? And I think other people...
Did someone send you that?
Some other people thought that I was lying, and those people are also correct. They're correct to feel that way.
I think there's only one way to solve this, and we need a fact checker with someone who's seen it.
Not a single person listened to the podcast and was like, good for him. Everybody hated it.
It's
and I knew that was what's going to happen.
I feel it's because it's come up before.
No,
You're
I don't
like the
think
dude
so.
with a flash car that like needs to remind us he has that car, but no one cares
There was
about your car.
there was no talk of the content of what my flatmate saw.
We called it a lighthouse
Yeah, but that could be anything, right?
because lighthouses are famous
you
for
can
being
put a
little.
small lighthouse on a large beach, Hellvis.
Can you? Do they?
Think that they might.
I don't think they do.
I don't have. I wouldn't know anything about it.
Just the chode of lighthouses.
Even a big lighthouse.
If anybody's
what
listening
am
to
I
our
saying?
podcast and complaining because
Nobody's listening to this shit.
yeah, I was gonna say out to the 4 people that care about your like
Nobody cares. That is my point.
I think
Nobody
he's
cares.
lying.
Everybody's
you
emotions.
got uncomfortable.
Everybody's emotions were correct. Yeah, I got uncomfortable.
Did you seriously get messages though?
No, I didn't
Yeah,
get
of course.
any fucking messages.
I got one being like, yeah, it's hard.
How
And I
did they
was
know I was hard?
No. It's hard, like, getting, when people try to scam you because of your massive cock. And I was just like, look, Mum, leave me alone. Okay.
Great.
Where do you want to start?
Well, there's something pretty serious that we're going to get into, or there's a bit more lighthearted stuff. Do you want to go serious, or should we keep it lighthearted for a bit?
How about we do the Jared's been stuck in his room for too long?
Yeah, that's not lighthearted. Let's go.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
What about
Not
him?
Van Ham.
Not Ham Dan.
No, Van Damme, the real one. Who we brought up last. We used his name to make someone else's name. Faces allegations of human trafficking and child sexploitation. Investigators in Romania have filed criminal complaint accusing him of knowingly engaging in sex with underage girls he then forced into prostitution. They were recruited and introduced to him as models. Yeah, so
why the fuck?
Stay tuned, because it turns out guys that can kick go to Romania and fuck teenagers.
Why the fuck does Romania suddenly care about this? It's been, if you want to sex traffic minors for years, it's just go to Romania.
Yeah, because fucking people change.
Maybe they're trying to blackmail these guys. Maybe they go like, hey, Tatestein, give us $10 million or it's all going down.
Or they've said, hey
Jean-Claude Ham Van Dan,
give us $12. And he's like, I can't. Oh. Yeah, it turns out old blood sport.
My jaw is too long to get any acting work.
I just can't believe it. That's Guile. He was in Street Fighter.
Yeah. Oh, we've talked about it.
I can't believe that might be real. But at the same time, I totally can. I think the only thing that shocks me about that story is Romania. That's the part that I'm like, wait, what? Romania?
Yeah.
Not Thailand? Like...
I think Romania is supposed to be the spot.
I've seen Kickboxer. I thought that's where he lived.
Maybe the guys who were going there are more attracted to European girls than Asian girls.
Okay, now, what about the Republican guy who wanted to make a point that the government should be in charge of directing public opinion?
I see.
Do you know who that Republican was quoting while saying this in Congress?
Yes, he was quoting Joseph Goebbels.
They're not even hiding it
He's
anymore.
saying that the state has a right to form public opinion, which is true because they have a monopoly on force and they can literally do whatever they want.
Yeah, but that's... Oh, we should do this because we can.
Yeah.
That's not how that works.
No, I think it's evil, and one of the most evil people in history said it, and this guy felt comfortable quoting it to say, no, technically I do have this power.
Yeah.
We could be doing this. That's lots of fun.
Where do you want to go next?
Since we're on American politics, the group chat, the drunken group chat invite that a journalist accidentally got with the Yemen bombing and stuff.
My white mate from Call of Duty.
That's right, bro, yes, with the questionable tattoos. So the follow-up on that is the journalist who was given that information, he's a bad guy. You understand?
What's his name?
Goldberg. Yeah.
Nice straight good white name.
So he's a bad guy. He was added to the group chat via a fuck up, and then he waited until after the operation to go public so that it wasn't going to ruin their operation. And people have questions about him, like, is he a bad fucking guy?
And?
Okay. Well, that doesn't matter. The government did this to him. He didn't do this to the government. The government did this to him. And I saw Bam Pondi Attorney General, asked who's going to get in trouble for this, and she said,
no one.
Hillary Clinton. They were like, is the DOJ going to pursue anybody about this inappropriate communication? And she's like, not with this, but when it comes to Hillary Clinton, yeah, I think we are pursuing some stuff. Like, wow.
She said something in a press conference the other day about you can't go against God or what God's will is.
Yeah, you can.
Well, someone pointed out on Twitter the next day.
I'm on camera. I won't touch my penis.
Someone pointed out the next day that you've already done that.
When?
Touch your penis on camera. That's why those guys are trying to scam you.
Oh, shit. No, but they didn't have any, or they would have released it, because I told them to go fuck themselves.
Or they've watched it, and now they're our biggest fans.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe.
Bam Pondi, though, going on about God, and, got to listen to him and shit. And then everybody started bombing her on Twitter that she had a nose job.
Right.
Well, that's not following God.
Isn't it?
That got me onto this
rabbit hole. Does he say thou shalt not do rhinoplasty?
Yeah.
Yeah, does it really?
It says plasty.
Interesting.
You know how Elon's all against gender affirming care now because it took his kid? He calls
that's a way to put that. Sure.
Well, he says his kid died. That's not what happened.
No.
Yeah.
No, she's
Have you seen that cunt's original hairline?
Yeah,
he's on gender affirming care, eh?
That is gender affirming care. Having your hair replaced as a man is gender affirming care. Stephen Crowder did this same shit, bro. He missed the birth of his children because he was having pectoral implants to make himself look more masculine. Gender affirming care, bro. All these cunts.
How the fuck, eh? Like, oh no, these people can't have. What, you just gonna you're just gonna chop your dick off and be a woman? And it's like, bro, you can't take pills and be a man.
Yeah,
like,
hard out.
In the same
is your
regard,
boner natural? Shut up.
Bro, is your hair natural?
No, nothing.
Is your pics natural?
No, I always see that picture of bald Elon Musk, and then it just says, you're not bald, you're just poor.
Dude, I've said it about the Kardashians for ages, that, you're not ugly, you're poor.
Yeah.
Because all of them didn't look very good. Spend enough money on it, they can.
Yeah.
Like, you can't polish turds, bro.
They can look like they look good.
You can't polish turds, but you can roll them in glitter.
Correct.
But the idea that there's all these right-wing dickheads going like, no, I need to stop the gender affirming care. Doesn't Elon look fucking great? Like,
it does. It looks amazing. He should take more testosterone. All those guys should.
Do you know that cunt's wearing a bulletproof vest everywhere now?
Yeah, and one on his head as well. He named it. He named it.
Anytime he's not with his kid, bro, he's like fucking padded up to the knocks.
Okay.
I've been laughing my ass off at it.
He's a famous free speech advocate and associate of Ghislaine Maxwell. I seen that picture, but he's going after
Ghislaine hanger-outerer.
Yeah, he is a Ghislaine hanger-outerer. He's going after spreaders of disinformation about Tesla because that's not free speech.
No.
Like, if you say that Tesla's a shitty car, that's not free speech.
This is just every sci-fi movie's starting.
He said that people have to be punished for his
being
Tesla's like vandalism and arson and shit.
They do.
But he's saying not the people who did it, but the propagandists who caused them to do it. That's who he wants to go after. And he said this directly.
That can just be anyone.
I think their propaganda was a video of Elon Musk doing a Sig Heil. You don't need to editorialize that or put in a. Why did I do it? But you don't need to put. You don't need to put in a. I didn't do the chest clap. But you don't need to put in like a narrative to that. Like, here is Elon Musk doing a Nazi. No, just the video. So if you're looking for the guy that riled people up to firebomb your car dealerships, go to the therapist. You fucking shitwit.
It was you dick.
Fucking idiot.
Yeah.
It's one-step thinker. I'm not saying he's not smart. I'm saying he's a one-step thinker. He makes one move, and because he has hundreds of billions of dollars, he just throws resources at it till it works.
It's just 4chan autism with too much money.
He's walking 4chan.
Yeah. But like, for all those dudes that used to say edgy shit because they didn't have personalities.
Yeah.
You put them with a hot girl and they would say something dumb and she would walk off. And that guy would sit there like,
oh fuck, I guess women are shit.
I thought, no, you're horse shit, bro.
Yeah.
Nah, every girl I've talked to doesn't like my 9/11 joke. And you're like, bro, guys like your 9/11 joke.
Yeah.
Why are you trying to tell girls
come on, man.
jokes that guys like?
Come on, man.
Are you that bad?
You're scaring
and
the
then now it's like, nah, well, women are fucked. And it's like,
Who would say such a
you're
thing?
just terrible with women. Yeah. Like, yeah.
Do you remember when...
I forgot to tell you, any time in my house now that if somebody is acting like they want all of something, we say, I want all the bread.
I want all the bread.
That's the new thing.
Yeah, I like that, bro. Yeah,
bro.
I'm trying to work that in too. Do you remember Alex Jones, because he said Sandy Hook wasn't real, the family sued him and the judge found they had to give him like $1 billion.
Didn't he overturn that?
I don't think it was overturned. No,
Or it was reduced or something.
it was. I think
something happened.
it was reduced. They were
To a realistic number.
They were originally gonna get InfoWars, but that turned out to be like fuckery.
Yeah, they couldn't.
It was in
Alex Jones's mum's name.
But they were awarded $1 billion because Alex Jones viewers went on to harass. What do you think about that?
I think he shouldn't have said what he said.
Yeah, but do you think he should be in legal trouble?
Because of what he said? Yes.
Should he have to give them, like, what should he have to do? Like,
what did the judge say?
$1 billion.
$1 billion. How many families does this affect?
It's 20 or 30, something like that.
Did he lie?
Yeah.
Or was he wrong?
Somewhere in between those two, yeah. You can't guess the intent of someone like Alex Jones, man. The whole thing's a big act.
Well, see, I was watching Alex Jones around that time.
Yeah.
And I got into a lot of arguments with people because all I saw him say was the first part, which was, this doesn't make sense.
Sure. Yeah.
And it was like one of the kids, bro, that was coming out of the school was like, someone's in there with a machine gun. And like the kid said, it was like Call of Duty. It was like a machine gun.
Okay.
He could hear it.
Yeah.
They were hiding in their class from the machine gun.
Yeah.
And when that guy got arrested, he had 2 handguns.
Yeah.
And a rifle in his car. So when I saw shit like that, I was like, maybe this Sandy Hook stuff's, there's a little bit more to it. And then about 2 weeks later, he's like, the whole thing was staged. And those people didn't really lose their kids. Now, and I was like, oh.
Now, let's say that has no context and you've just said that statement. Should you give the Sandy Hook families $1 billion? And if not, why? Because we have fewer listeners?
Yeah.
Yeah?
You have a responsibility
so you should give them
when you're
$40.
I don't know what it would work out to, but when your audience is that big, and like, because he didn't, like I said, he didn't go, hey, here's some shit.
Yeah.
He went, here's some shit. I think they're lying. We need to break these people. And he went on this massive rant. And it was like, he basically asked people to chastise those families.
He basically did, or he did?
He did. He fully was like, we need to get to the bottom of this.
Okay.
This is up to you guys. Like, he incited that.
I think this would be worth a deep dive to see exactly what happened there, because I am interested. One thing that I'll bring up, and I may have brought it up before, probably not on the podcast though, is there's a story from Columbine where one of the kids fleeing from the shooting, so many of the children remember the events different than what they were, and there's one kid in particular who was like, I can't remember anything. They're like, can you please, one thing? He's like, the ponytail, follow the girl with the ponytail, that's how I got out of there. I don't know anything else that happened. I just know there was like, it was horrible. And they found the footage from him running down the hallway. There's at no point is he following somebody with a ponytail. It's the only thing he remembers, and it's just flat wrong. It didn't happen. So in these intense situations, eyewitness testimony becomes like worth less and less.
Dude, I knew heaps of people at that time because I was all steel beanied out. Sure. I knew heaps of people at that time that were like,
would you be a fucking gentleman and get me a thing from the freezer?
If there's
thank you.
I had to deal with people going like, to the insanest level. I heard was it was staged. And was whatever X amount of kids was killed. I think it was 27.
Thanks, babe.
I think it was 27 kids were murdered. There was exactly 27 of these memorial trees planted in their honor. Yeah. That were growing before the shooting. Now, I think that can happen. I think that can just happen. You can be growing trees, and then a tragedy happens, and you're like,
oh, fuck, same amount of trees. That's weird.
No, I don't even think it's same amount. You could have 30 trees, someone run in and throw 3 away and go, same amount. It could be, but people were using those trees being grown before the shooting as proof that it was a false flag. Of course. And I had to sit there and be like, there's a few other things we should be looking at, like his mother was the teacher. that's a psychotic episode that's happened.
Okay.
It doesn't necessarily mean the CIA fucking did it. You know, there was all sorts of
I also wouldn't rule them out.
Yeah, of course. But see, so the original Alex Jones thing was that somebody like the CIA had gone into a school, shot it up, and pinned it on this kid. That was his first thing. Then that evolved to, this never happened at all. Go and get these parents, make them tell the truth. And I think if you say to your followers, make them tell the truth.
If you say go and get them.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's
just like January 6th, bro, when he was like standing out the front on January 5th, racking everyone up.
But he would used very careful legalese. Like, we're going to go in there, we're going to storm it peacefully.
Yeah.
We're going to peacefully all go there.
That fella gets
and
too
we're going to show
up.
them that we won't be intimidated.
Too worked up, bro, and he's got to remember that there's no.
I'll be right there with you.
There's no list or what's it called? Application form to join Alex Jones or to join Trump or white supremacy. So everybody that joins it, you've just got to hope when you shake their hand and welcome them to your organization that they're not going to car bomb anything.
Yeah,
you know,
you hope so.
Like, you just got to hope that. But when Alex Jones is having his rant about Sandy Hook and he got so worked up that he's like, I don't think any of it's real anymore. We need to get to the bottom of this. This is up to me and you. It just takes one dumb fuck person or 5, however many, because InfoWars has got a pretty big audience.
Yeah.
But it takes how many of them to chastise the family enough that it's like, oh no, this is a crime now.
Well, you talked about intent, and that matters. Is he doing information or is he doing entertainment? Is he doing a funny bit, or is he like, because you and I could say that. You and I could do that whole bit now and go, these Sandy Hook families, I know it's been 20 years. I don't give a fuck. You guys should be calling them. You should be doxing them. You should be finding where they live. Right? Everybody knows in the context of this comedy podcast, that's not a real fucking thing
because
that I'm saying.
We're not trying
Is
to
Alex
be the
Jones's
news.
show presented as real shit, or is it having fun? Well, if it's presented as real shit, then it's like libel.
Until he got in trouble for Sandy Hook, he was real. Then it was a news show.
Yeah.
And then Sandy Hook happened, and he's like, I'm just an entertainer.
I mean, for how long was it a news show? Because I saw Alex Jones videos in maybe like 2004, I'm going to say.
He has a music
I
video.
used to drop them off to my house on DVDs.
He has a music video with him and Joe Rogan running around Washington wearing Nixon and Clinton masks.
So was it factual then? Was he doing news
that
then?
Was entertainment for the news show.
Yeah.
But it was a news show. That's why it's fucking called InfoWars.
We don't know how to deal with lines getting blurred, do we?
If it was called the Alex Jones show, he could get away with it.
Yeah.
But we can't.
It's InfoWars. It has info right in the title.
There's wars as well. Do you think he's liable? I don't know. Does he think he's the general of the conspiracy theorists?
Yeah, he does.
Does he ask them to do things?
General of the conspiracy
Does he ask us to do things for him? Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Has he gone pretty vocal enough to the point where people turn his rants into folk songs?
Yeah, there's been some of that too, yeah.
Yeah, there's a bit of that. So I think that guy fucked around and found out. And even worse, if the CIA did that, I'd totally sue you for $1 billion. If I was the CIA being like, shut that guy the fuck up right now. Or, hey, families.
Probably the CIA sued him.
Yeah. They just told the families, fuck it, ask for a number. And they're like,
and I'll tell you what, if you lose, we'll pay you.
$1 billion.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing for the next 3 years. You just sit in that courtroom. Yeah, we know the baby was fake. The kid doesn't real. Yeah, but you're going to sit there and tell them, yeah, of course, that makes sense too. I don't know which side of it seems more real, but they both seem plausible.
Are we allowed to jokingly say something that a guy said seriously and it cost him
only
$1
because
billion?
we're sitting in the padded room that is the Shut Up Dude podcast.
Yeah.
We're just dancing clowns.
Yeah, absolutely, bro.
Yeah.
But never forget that we're clowns on this show. That's what we're doing.
Comedy podcast.
Hell yeah.
You fucking casuals.
We can move on. There's a couple. Oh shit! We started this talking about American politics, and I got a couple more things. Trump, he's anti-war.
Except
he's gonna stay anti-war.
Except
unless maybe Denmark or Greenland doesn't want their sovereign territory taken, in which case
it's so much
that will be those guys starting a war. Trump will still be anti-war. He'll just be having to take that territory. Do you know what I mean?
Do you remember the Bill Hicks joke?
What?
Pick up the gun.
No, I don't.
It's like America shows up to the small. It's like the old Western movies.
Yeah, of course.
And the big black villain, like Black Bart or whatever his fucking name is.
Yeah.
He's the anti-sheriff, and he meets the fucking peasant guy. He's like, chucks a gun at his foot, and he's like, pick up the gun.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't want no trouble, mister. And he's like, pick up the gun. And it's like, I'm just here to get some gingham for my wife. I don't even know what gingham is, man. And he's pick up the gun. And then he finally picks up the gun, and America's like, bang! You all saw it. He had a gun.
Yeah.
Bro, that's a joke that Bill Hicks did in like 97, some shit
bro.
like that. Now, Trump, like, I guarantee you.
Anti-war was like one of the only things I believed about him.
In 2 weeks, bro, he's going to have protection money. I bet you it goes mobster to that point.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey,
yeah.
You guys noticed China's...
Hang on, well, what do you think brokering peace and supplying arms in Ukraine is? If you're like, okay, now you owe us for what we already gave you, we want a mineral deal.
It's a different thing when you sit down and say, hey, we want to do this protection deal and we'll do this and we'll do that. I think he's going to straight up, like him and J.D. Vance walk in somewhere and Trump's like, look, I want to help you. This guy doesn't want to help you. Like, I'm trying to help you here. It's going to be a Sopranos scene.
Yeah.
It's going to be worse than the Zelensky one of like, maybe you don't want someone coming in your office and just breaking your stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be that bad. It's getting that comical.
But Europe won't let Trump bully Denmark, I don't think. They're not going to want to go to war with the US, but they're also...
Denmark won't let Denmark get bullied by Trump, bro.
No, but they can't
change.
Fight the US.
Bro,
Denmark can't fight the US.
They're going to call the cousins. They'll call up the cousins, bro. This is how you play this warfare. They'll call up the cousins, get them to shut all of the IKEAs in the States, and then all the white women that are married are going to be bored and have nothing to do and want to get involved in politics.
Politics, yeah.
And then all those...
They stop buying furniture and get involved in politics. You understand the situation.
All those MAGA hat fellas are going to end up sitting there being like, I wanted to come to the rally, but she's not going to IKEA now. That's how I'd fight that game.
Things are a little rougher. You would close the IKEAs.
Nah, Denmark should just get like, I don't know, how many people live in Denmark? Fact checker.
I'm going to say 15 million.
They just need to get like 500,000.
That's less, isn't it?
500,000 of those cunts that look like one of the Skarsgård family.
Yeah.
You know those actors?
No, is that from God of War?
Nah, these are like big Swedish actors. In the movie It, Viking, they have just over 1 million more than New Zealand. They should just send all the hottest guys they have to America and just dick down all the wives while everyone's at a MAGA rally.
Breed them out.
Yep,
classic.
With more blonde, white, blue eyes. Wait, this has gone horribly wrong. I just did Nazism on accident. Shit. I don't know how they're supposed to solve it, but the fact that it's like... We need Greenland. They sent J.D. Vance there. No one wanted to talk to J.D. Vance, bro.
No, nobody does anywhere. Yeah.
Bro, J.D. Vance's wife, the before and after, she's like getting on the plane, like waving, and then it's her coming home, like Melania face, and saying,
right.
Oh, that's just what happens with you fellas.
Yeah. So
I got caught out today. Oh, this week while I was sitting at home.
Go on.
Yeah, I found out that there was a number you could ring, and Chris Luxon would hook you up cones.
Nice, that's cool.
That's not what it is.
Ah.
The government have made a hotline for you to ring in and tell the government if somebody's using too many road cones.
What the fuck are you talking about?
The road cone hotline.
So if you, a civilian, judge that there are too many road cones, you can
ring this
call
hotline.
a government hotline
In New Zealand.
And what happens? Call them now. Call them now on air. Call them now. Call them right fucking now. Call them now. Find the number.
We're having a break if you want.
No, this is happening on air.
No,
we can
we're
have
not.
a break, but this is fucking happening. We're having a break.
Did you not know about that?
I didn't know.
Oh, you can't use that.
Oh, yes, I can.
No.
And yet,
I put pipe down so hard last night it knocked me out my grippy socks.
bring the boy.
You don't mean...
Yes. the come
Jesus Christ.
transfusion. It could kill you both.
The stinger fucking rules, man.
Prepare the sigil.
I don't like that I said knocked him out the grippy socks and then it was like, bring the boy. You're like, Jesus, fuck.
Make sure he has his socks.
You need a spit guard for your vocal coach.
Absolutely
vocal
not. No.
acting.
I have an S card, like a pop filter. It does the same thing. I do have some Lich news.
When you ring out your pop filter, does it have COVID?
I don't know. I've never rung it out.
Just
It's all slick moss growing on it and shit. In the shape of a Lich. Brian Johnson. Every time I see anything from him, I'm just disgusted and repulsed, and I don't know what to do about it. He tweets shit like this. Here's a quote. "No prize in this moment.
No prize in this moment is worth sacrificing the future."
So he'll tweet shit like that. But my question for like, do you get to enjoy that future though? So you don't want a prize now. You're just going to have a future. When the future comes, do you get a prize then, or do you sacrifice that present for a theoretical future? Do you
like a mortgage?
No, not like a mortgage. Like no, like that robot that cleans up its own fluids. Do you ever see that robot? I think it's called Can't Help Myself, and it spits out. It's just a hydraulic arm that's designed to scoop up and replace its own hydraulic fluid.
Yeah,
that's Brian Johnson.
Yeah.
He, instead of living, he focuses on not dying, and it's so insane to me to go like, I don't need anything now. I need the future.
Yeah.
Like, well, what are you gonna do then? Like, get more future?
The same thing.
Of course.
Yeah,
what do you mean?
Yeah. It's a diminishing return.
It's a fucking sickness, man. And he also said, well, hang on. He said the same thing, but no one else in the world thinks that quantity of life is the most important thing. It doesn't make you a visionary. It makes you a fucking freak, Brian. Brian doesn't have a bucket list, but any of us, most normal people, if you go like, hey, you can do everything on your bucket list, but you'll die 5 years earlier. Fucking everybody would take that. A lot of people I know would be like, fuck, we'd go right away. Like, do the bucket list, I'm good. Yeah. Yeah, that's fucking normal. Brian Johnson is a freak.
Yeah,
He's fucked up in his head, man.
Like, was it 300 where it was like honorable to die? And it's like an insult if they said to someone, I hope you live forever.
Yeah.
You know, like, you've done nothing with your time.
Yeah, bro.
I hope you're here forever. That's what that guy, like, he's just got his wires twisted.
Yeah. No, he's sick, bro. He's all fucked up by Mormonism, and instead of dealing with it, he's trying to become a lich.
Yeah.
We can move on, though.
The funniest thing about that guy is how angry he makes you.
I fucking hate him.
I know.
He just repels me to the point where I feel like I have to do something.
I asked you recently, is there a billionaire you like?
Yeah.
Who?
Bill Gates.
Do you?
Love him.
Even with putting vaccines in mosquitoes?
Especially.
It's about Mark Cuban.
Especially vaccinating mosquitoes. No, I think Mark Cuban has some redeeming qualities. So one of the things that he did last year or the year before is he started an online pharmaceutical company. Yeah, that it sells expensive pharmaceuticals that are expensive to get in the US, sells them at cost plus 15% or something. That's the deal. So he gets a massive market share and people get more medicine for cheaper. That's good. That's a good thing to do.
Yeah, I don't know. This Brian Johnson one, it's just funny because you hate him.
Him having $1 billion is not what makes him a freak.
No, it's how he's like choosing to spend his time.
It's in here. It's in his heart that makes him a fucking freak.
It's the weirdest Hallmark movie I've ever been in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one understands him like I understand him.
Yeah, you need to save him, bro. You need to go and teach him that. We need Brian Johnson to move to Wellington and to Porirua and like go through a weird Christmas movie. Like he's just lost his wife, but he meets you to build his deck or something. And
I need him
teach him the spirit of community and life.
I need him to get hit. I need him to get hit by a prop plane or something. Like if he's doing a triathlon and one of them, like, you know, or maybe get like some degenerative condition where if the world gets to watch him die over the course of a few months, and I'll be tweeting at him. Here's a picture of my cum, you fucking asshole. Yeah, what was it all for? You're dying too. Fuck you, idiot. Enjoy your $1 billion.
Are you all right?
It's not about the billion.
Just so angry at this guy because he's like, I'm not going to die.
I'm
like, fuck you.
I'm disgusted by him. I don't know if I'm super angry, but maybe I'll review the tape. See if I sound angry.
You look directly into the camera and referring to him by his first name.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to say it's not personal. It is personal for me.
It definitely seems personal.
Showed me a picture of your load, bro. You can't fucking do that. We're not cool like that. You can't do that.
If people start sending the podcast photos of their loads, this is your fault.
They will not do that.
I kind of hope they do.
Somebody will now.
Yeah. It'd be funny to see it and know who it was just from the photo.
Yeah. Trump learned the word groceries. Did you know that?
Nice.
I saw a great video today, bro. It might be worth pulling it up. But basically, he said, groceries. It's a very old word. Means a bag full of stuff. I campaigned on it, man. I kept saying groceries. Groceries. And that's something. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
He's demented.
Does groceries mean a bag full of stuff? I thought a grocer was someone who like sells things, and so a greengrocer is someone who sells plants.
So we've messed it up. It's actually a bag full of things.
I don't
Do you
know.
fact check this?
Groceries are things that you bought. It's not a bag full of stuff. You might put it in a bag, but I think if you look up grocery, it will not say a bag full of stuff.
Will it say bag full of things?
No, I don't think so.
Because what's a greengrocer?
The point is, he seems to have learned the word after campaigning on it.
Oh, dude.
Where he's like, groceries, I'm going to do groceries. Everybody, groceries. Groceries.
Bro, he's the dude that walks into a supermarket being like, hey, these food libraries are great.
Yeah,
like, he doesn't get it.
Libraries.
He doesn't know what stuff is.
No.
He's had a gold toilet since the 80s.
It doesn't matter. Name one shopping that he's ever been.
Yeah.
That wasn't to buy like lingerie for the lady he's banging instead of his wife.
He doesn't go buy it.
No, probably has people for that too.
He doesn't buy anything.
But he's not been in a supermarket. That's why him working in a McDonald's is so fucking wild.
He loved it.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like you or I going to Mars.
Bro, if you put that cunt in a supermarket, I bet he's like, wait, so you get to choose which pallets go on the rack? So it's all up to you?
And these robots, they talk to you. What do we have here?
The food and supplies sold by a grocer.
So not a bag full of stuff.
Singular in usage, British. Because greengrocer, I always thought there was someone that sold fruit and vegetables.
It is, yes.
So stuff grocer?
A stuff grocer. I mean, groceries doesn't mean a bag full of stuff. It means like food items. It doesn't mean, whatever. Doesn't matter. What matters is that he nearly learned the word, and only just recently, despite spending a lot of time talking about groceries.
I think there's more things that we can be mad at that guy for.
Yeah, sure.
The meaning of grocery is the food and supplies sold by a grocer.
Well, there you go.
Oh,
I heard
the most popular definition of grocery items: all foodstuffs, non-food items, drinks, vitamins, supplements, which aren't meant for immediate consumption.
It's a bag full of stuff, is what I heard.
I think he's right.
Yeah. Oh, you think he's right?
You just said you think it's a bag full of stuff.
Yeah, I was being facetious.
Good old flip-floppy facetious jizzy.
Well, flip-floppy and facetious are different things.
Let's move on. The voice.
We don't have to. Well, okay, the dick.
No, apparently you're the dick.
Well, I was meant to say the arsehole. I check it out.
We can't be the dick in the arsehole.
You don't want to talk about Ben Doyle, do you?
biblebeltbussy is one of the funniest tags I've ever heard. And the
Firstly,
fact that
it's alliteration. Love it. Yeah.
And the fact that that means Winston has been told this is bad and had to Google bussy will keep me warm through winter. Yeah. That's so funny that's what he's mad at.
I don't know if it's a generational thing, but I never had to Google bussy. The first time I saw it, I kind of intuited.
Yeah,
probably
but that's like I said. Winston's been like, "Wait, I've been calling it a rectum this whole time."
Yeah, like a fool.
Like he's going on the Pornhub looking for sphincter sex, and like, it doesn't know it's called anal. He doesn't know any of these new hot terms.
No, and he certainly doesn't.
He's been sticking his tongue up people's ass forever and never thought to call it eating it.
But I mean, do you want to talk about it?
I do. I think it's hilarious.
Okay, well, here's the news part of it. Green MP Ben Doyle is gay. which is
Is
that's somehow big news, even though literally every member of the Green Party is gay. Even the straight ones. Especially the straight ones. I know a member of the Green Party, lovely dude, married, his wife is lovely, beautiful children, gay as the sunshine.
You're not being an advocate.
No, I'm not.
You're being an advocado.
Yeah, they found Ben Doyle's Instagram, where he uses the handle biblebeltbussy. He dared to be gay and use the word Bible at the same time.
Yeah, that's where he's gone big.
I mean, I think he was poking the bear a little bit there, but also the Bible Belt is a place.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not something you wear and keep your Quran on or whatever.
Well, you can't be like Cuba Street titties.
Yeah, we could.
Oh, I just meant, why would you?
Oh, yeah.
That's not funny. Bible Belt Bussy's funny.
Yeah, Bible Belt Bussy, but it is poking the bear. You gotta...
Of course.
That's part of what makes it funny.
Dude, that fucking symbol he had in there is poking the bear.
What's the symbol he had in there?
The blue spiral.
The blue spiral.
Yeah. That's like, if you were to search, like, what is a blue spiral on Instagram,
okay,
it'll flag it as child abuse material.
Really?
Yeah, bro. Like, apparently there's a FBI thing. I don't know how real this is, because I thought you could just, like, why would pedophiles have fucking breadcrumbs to find them?
Yeah, why would anyone?
Yeah, why would anybody doing
commit
like, you just have a completely bullshit account.
So is he? Yeah. So he's doing a bit. It's shit posting.
I
right?
think he's doing a bit, because if you were gay and faced all that shit, like if people were throwing all those accusations at you at every party you went to and all that, I think in the same way that metalheads like, oh yeah, we're so brutal. So you're not really brutal, it's just we use that word.
Yeah.
I think because it's thrown around that a guy that loves another guy would find it funny to be like, yeah, here's their symbol. Versus he's an actual pedophile who's using that symbol to signal out to other pedophiles.
Yeah.
Like,
this is how brazen I am.
Hansel and Gretel of the Greens, is it? They fucking breadcrumb their whole social media. Nah, I don't think that's right. I think a guy was playing with fire in the same way that, like, I know several people who use the N-word online as much as they can, would never say it in front of me, and have told me, I won't say it in front of you.
I won't say it in front of you, but when I get home, bro, I'm going to talk about how I went to see my friend.
As far as I know, I thought you write it down. You're like Theo Von. Yeah. But no, I think this dude was fucking around, shit posting.
It does seem that way,
it's in this weird little microcosm of culture, which is just this little gay world, whatever. I don't know what the real word for it is. I'll call it that. If you were accused of stuff
gay
like
world,
drag queens getting accused of being groomers, would make groomer jokes because we're groomers.
Yeah,
like, you know,
of course.
I think that. I think.
When you're in a shitty situation, you make jokes about it.
Yeah,
to
but
help
gallows
cope with
humor.
it. Sure, of course.
But
what's the
fuck
accusation of this guy, of Ben Doyle? Is it that he's really a pedophile? He was publicly a pedophile, and that's what he was doing.
Well, this is where it gets
So why aren't the police
though.
involved?
This is where it gets bullshit, because everybody that brought this to the media's attention has come back from it being like, we didn't say that he was doing anything.
Well, that's just
that's the horseshit part.
That's just it. When he's social media manager, the way that person put it was, questions need to be asked about this. And when I read that, I go, which ones?
Yeah.
Which questions?
Because
surely you wouldn't just dangle this in front of your rabid nationalist fucking alt-right audience and go, huh? Maybe something.
They fucking did, bro.
Okay, yeah, you fucking did, and
they totally
probably
did that.
knowingly.
Yeah.
That's
think
real ratchet. Hey, if you think he's a pedophile, say it. And if you think he's a pedophile and you're not saying it, that makes me think you're a pedophile.
Dude, I saw there was a chick online who jumped at this when Winston talked about it, and she was the same. Questions need to be asked. All this bullshit.
Which ones?
All this bullshit rhetoric, and then she started deleting posts, and people were like, "Hey, why are you deleting your posts if what you were saying isn't problematic?" And now I'm seeing other people go, well, why did Ben Doyle delete his posts? It's like, because Ben's were getting taken out of context and causing shit. Well, so were hers. And it's like, okay, were you fellas calling this guy a pedophile or not?
Yeah, which one is it?
Stand up, you faggots.
Yeah.
Are you fucking really, like...
Fuck's sakes.
No, they're mocking somebody for something and causing all this shit for a gay guy, and they used to use that word for those gays. So no, we're going back this way, and we're punching upwards.
Okay.
Yeah. Shut up, Don't act like this is the uncomfortable part here.
It's not the uncomfortable part. It just your use of that word sometimes catches me off guard. That's all.
I think if I'm defending a gay guy, I can say it. I'm not calling him it. Because it doesn't mean gay, it means burden.
No, I love this logic. I really do.
Fuck these cunts.
It's the same thing that allows me to make anti-Semitic jokes. Is that people accuse me of being Jewish all the time. It's fine. Fine if I do it. Check this out.
Punching up, bro. Fuck Winnie.
Benji had a theyby, which is cringe. It's also not a crime.
What's a theyby?
A theyby. That's when you say that your child doesn't have a gender, that they'll decide later when they're older. Now,
okay.
That's cringe, but it's not a crime. And my child's 5 now, and he wouldn't have fucking cared for like the first few years of his life. It wouldn't have fucking mattered. Maybe I don't know if it would even matter to him now. But it
wouldn't matter to me.
Children aren't wired like adults. They don't come out thinking about their gender.
But
that doesn't matter. But I acknowledge, yes, it's cringe. It's not a crime.
Dude, I keep thinking about this of like Winston being like, what's a bussy? What's that? Do you guys Google that? Do you know what a bussy is? All I can think is, I saw a post once of like, can you believe that the new generation of TikTok and shit have sexualized the word daddy? It's like, yeah, I fucking totally can. Because the generation complaining about this sexualized the word baby.
I think there was Gen X did daddy, not us.
But bro, the people complaining about what the new generation is using are the people that have done their version of it. Like, sexualizing the word daddy. Yeah, okay, that's fucked up as. But the people complaining about it sexualized baby.
Yeah.
Like, you could get a girlfriend and be like, that's my baby. Gonna fuck that later and make sure it stays home and has kids. And I'll punch her when the All Blacks lose. Like, that's my baby. And you're like, why the fuck are you calling it a baby? Surely you could call it a lady, woman, dear, lovely, any other fucking term of endearment. Yeah. No, well, you don't, I was going to say you don't have sex with babies, but, like, what the fuck? Same deal. I reckon when that generation of really awesome people were like, oh, what are you up to? I'm going to take my baby to the pictures. And they're like, don't fucking call it a baby. Yeah. I know you're going to get a hand job off your baby at the movies.
Yeah, come on, man.
Like, don't call it that. And it just kept going and kept going, and it's fine now. And we all use the word babe to say that's hot and a little person.
It happens.
Yeah, but nah. So when it's like bussy, and Winston has to sit there and go, I've just dealt with daddy.
Yeah.
I've just dealt with daddy. Don't fucking... And he freaked out and he fucking did it wrong. And then you got all these fucking faggot influencers trying to cause more shit for the LGBTQ people by dangling carrots in front of their rabid fan base. Do you know, I find worse was that people were trying to... people have been threatening Ben Doyle's life.
Yeah.
Because of this.
Yeah.
And when the Greens were like, well, we're actually going to hand this over to the police because it's a very serious thing.
That's the Greens defending
David Seymour came out being like, oh, the Greens, the ones that said we should get rid of the police.
David Seymour,
like, huh? No,
yeah, David Seymour. Weigh in now, David Seymour.
Yeah, I thought we recommended crimes to employment lawyers.
Yeah, we should. Tim Jargo, who we couldn't mention since before the election, he was taken down by the state because he was a pedophile. Even though he was the government, he was taken down by the state. Now, we couldn't talk about it on the radio for a while, but they did put him in jail. Now, that's the system working. Flawed, but working. He is in jail. Like, the system to the extent that the system protected him, the ACT Party protected him.
Yeah.
The justice system kind of protected the ACT Party. They still put the pedophile in jail.
Just took 2 years, and they paid him.
That's a problem, but they prosecuted him, which is good. Are you telling me they can get Tim Jargo, but they can't get opposition Green MP Ben Doyle? Why the fuck would they not be able to get him if they can get Tim Jargo, even in an imperfect way?
Why isn't anybody mad at David Seymour protecting him? Why is Winnie going after somebody that said bussy? Okay, sorry. Why isn't anybody in an agreement to run the fucking country with him coming out and saying anything about it? Is it because you don't give a fuck about kids being in danger and you're just trying to rack up the boomers?
Yeah, it's that. Yes, it's that.
Clearly, because if it was a real thing, you would have gone against David Seymour. Winston is supposed to be the guy that can smell blood in the water.
Yeah.
That was his chance to take Seymour down, and he stepped back and was like, no. He didn't say anything. I've not seen Winston come out with one thing.
They must have like a non-aggression pact.
But he has to fucking read a word that he has to Google, and then he's like, wait, bum pussy. And he freaks the fuck out.
I think it's boy pussy.
Is it? I don't get...
Fact check it. Don't look at me like that, motherfucker. Google this.
Butt pussy, boy pussy. What's the fucking difference?
I'll let you get to
It's making shit up.
I'll let you get to the bottom of it, buddy.
I thought it was boy pussy too. I don't know why I said butt. I think it's because it doesn't fucking matter. That's why.
Check this out. Winnie. Cool story, bro. Where's my fucking money?
Yeah,
Winnie.
this is...
Winnie, you guys got elected on wasteful government spending. You slashed healthcare, social services. You took away feeding the kids proper lunch food, which is one of the best value for money gains that you can get. My question is, where's the fucking money, Winston? Where is it? Where's the money, Lebowski? Where's my fucking money? And he's like, well, in 2020... Green MP Ben Doyle was shitposting gay. Shut the fuck up.
Give us our fucking money.
Fucking money, Winston.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Why are you able to do this?
Motherfucker.
That's like, I keep thinking about it like a schoolyard.
The police take down pedophiles, not Winston Peters, social media manager.
If everybody had been giving Winston Peters money in the schoolyard and his response was, oh, the gay kid is causing shit.
I'm going to fact check right here. It's boy pussy.
Cool.
The more you know.
See, I don't care. Like, I'm weird as. I'll put a dick in an eyeball if I have to.
Wow.
I don't give a fuck. If it can go in there, let's work it out.
Oh my God.
The idea that Winston has to Google that word and gets all uncomfortable. Nah, he didn't get uncomfortable. He went, yes, this takes a lot of heat off David Seymour and Diego, and I can just start aiming everybody there.
This is a tactic that... it's not just Winnie. There's a lot of people around doing this at the moment.
Timu Trump
the
shit,
argument,
bro.
The argument is everyone else is histrionic. I'm the only reasonable person. Look at all the crazies. Look at all these people flipping out at my perfectly reasonable behavior. You rip on crazies and you say they're emblematic of your detractors, or you put up an imaginary opponent and savagely take down the things that you say they believe. When was the last time you heard Winston Peters have an honest fucking argument about anything? That's not what he does, and that's not what happens on social media.
Life.
Any of the stuff that comes out of any of these cunts' mouths, any of the ACT Party, any of the National Party, conservatism across the world, I would say, is they go, look how crazy everyone opposes me is. Isn't that fucked up?
Yeah.
Look at this freak. That's probably one of the people who opposes me. Crazy, right? Would you want to have a discussion about any of your intentions? No, not with a crazy person. Fuck you.
I think it's getting, like, I made that joke several times, initiative of generational unions and keeping grandkids away from their grandparents.
There's something to it.
I reckon we should start fighting them. Like,
the boomers?
Yeah. Like on Christmas. Let's play touch rugby, 5-on-5. And this is when you get a chance, bro, just stiff arm the uncle, bro. Nah, straight in the collarbone. I believe that the Islander fellas I grew up with used to call it eyelid high tackles.
Oh, really?
Aim for the eyelids.
Damn.
Yeah, that's what the show of force needs to be taken against these idiots. How can you fuck everything up? And when everyone's like, hey, we're starting to get some questions, and you're like, hang on. I'm pretty sure that gay guy's being weird. It's like,
yeah.
What? So when everyone looks over that, Winston can run away like a burglar? Like, fuck off. This is bullshit.
It's not a crime to make boomers uncomfortable.
Do it more.
Yeah,
I want people to send me in submissions being like, I've done this.
We should change our logo to a blue spiral. In solidarity, I mean. You know what I mean?
But he might be doing it as a shitpost in solidarity with pedophiles.
I don't know. What I know,
don't want to get a fact checker to look up is the blue spiral.
If a child gets abused, the police should get involved, right? And if you have something like
Winston
a social...
Peters.
How about the police goes and asks the kid, hey, did your dad fuck around with you? Like, yeah, go fine. Go do that. Don't sit on social media and go, look at this fucking freak. Questions need to be asked.
When they said, we're going to pass these death threats on to the police, and they're like, oh, well, Tamantha Paul last week was saying that the cops should be defunded.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And what kind of 90s high school bullshit is this? The gay kids fucking being weird, and the moldy girl that looks like she throws hands at parties played Rage Against the Machine at a party. And she's also...
my pearls!
Got tattoos on her hands. Now, we all know what that means. That means she wants to burn the government. Like, I don't think that's what she means.
The fucking pearl-clutching conservatives make me insane. They make me fucking crazy. They don't care about free speech, and they never have. And in the context of this, A gay man fucking another gay man consensually is a basic free speech issue.
Go for it.
And if you do not agree with that, you do not agree with free speech.
Yeah, you're an idiot.
Yeah, fucking idiot.
You're a fucking idiot.
Yes, fuck you.
If gay guys having sex rattles your cage that much, you should look into it more, because you might just be worried that dicks are delicious.
Do you think homophobic people listen to this podcast? Because we make impassioned pro-gay arguments, but you drop the F-bomb.
As a nuke back.
I'm just asking, who do you think is listening to this?
I don't care. If I get a message and what you've taken from this
You're going to call them the F-word.
If somebody,
no matter what somebody...
If something from this is someone messages and goes, I was real there, right there with Jared until he dropped that F-bomb, go fuck yourself. I don't care.
You're going to call them the F-slur, for sure.
I've got way more slurs to call that person. But nah, if somebody's being weird to gay people for like shit they used to try and light them on fire for and make life terrible.
That's progress. If you're
Still
being
now,
weird about them now
call
rather
them
than
that
lighting
name.
them on fire. Sure.
It's like when white people want slavery. Call them a nigger. Like fucking flip the whole dime. Their dynamic will break. They won't know what to deal with.
Now, a listener did tell me they weren't sure if you could use the N-word.
Good. Good. Keep that uncomfortable weird shit on. Can he say these things? Fucking probably. Probably not.
Stop him. I don't know.
Come and get me.
Yeah.
Oh no, I sent him a strongly worded message. Fuck yeah. And do you know what I did when I took that message out? Touched myself while I read it. Can we have a break?
Yes, we have to. We can't keep going like this.
It's a podcast.
Hey,
Voice in the face to back. Let's go.
welcome back.
What you got?
Oh man, I got like finance talk. I have a lot of finance talk, honestly. Do you want to get into that, or do you want to talk about something?
I've got something funny.
Yeah, let's talk about something fun.
So there's this weird thing that's happened from the conspiracy sphere.
Go on.
You know how Trump was supposed to catch all the pedophiles?
Yeah, of course. Drain the swamp, catch pedophiles. Pretty sure of that.
Yeah, and he didn't.
No, he tried to hire a bunch.
Yeah.
He brought Tate's team back. That's cool.
Now, what's funny is that memo didn't get down to like regional levels of police.
What do you mean?
The police in America?
What? Some of them are pedophiles? Is
No. They are catching these motherfuckers left, right, and center.
What do you mean?
The regional cops who thought Trump was telling the truth have been putting massive amounts of resources into shutting down these weird pedophile rings they keep finding.
Oh, nice.
And yeah.
That's great.
It's a weird byproduct, though, of Trump said, let's catch all the pedophiles.
Yeah.
And Bubba and the boys were like, you fucking got it. And they've just been going for it.
Amazing.
And like, I've seen over 50 in the past month caught in America.
Let me ask you this. Is that real? Because
these aren't coming from the government.
That sounds like it's something that's too good to be true. Like, dude, Trump got in and they're busting
These aren't
pedophiles left and right.
These aren't doing this. This isn't like a government thing. This is like every week, because I have several trackers on arrests of shit that are real funny.
Okay.
And a lot of them are like church leaders who get done for rape, or and it's
hysterical. Yeah.
It's really funny because these cunts get money. Like, they're basically paid to rape. It's hilarious to me because this is what your belief system has built.
I'm in the rape business.
Yeah, they fucking are.
Business is good.
But yeah, I think there's too many of these guys have gone home and looked in the mirror like, it's up to us and Donald, and they're out snapping these regional pedophiles left, right, and center. And it's what's like, my dad said this to me once of like, do you know the show To Catch a Predator?
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever watched an episode. I know of it. It's in the lore.
In one of the episodes, they put out this message onto this chat board of who wants to meet up with this kid, and it fucking lights up, and there's over 100 in one district.
Okay.
And
my
old man was like, how the fuck is there that many in one place? Like, if you go all across the country of America and do this, how many are there?
Too many to think about, really.
Yeah.
Like, maybe millions, dude. A lot.
Have you seen any of the trends now where if your TikTok isn't doing anything, you can pose as a kid on a chat board, go to meet a pedophile and then just 3 of your mates show up and you beat the fuck out of the pedophile.
Yeah. So
not cool.
People celebrated that trend as soon as it showed up, and I was like, this is bad. You need the police involved in this.
Bro, the other day it was a 17-year-old dude getting a hiding for trying to meet up as a 16-year-old girl.
Yeah, yeah.
And they beat the fuck out of him.
I'm sure they did.
People are trying
to say,
video,
subscribed.
Dude,
Bro,
do you know they do this?
There's one funny way that a guy did it where he meets the pedophile and then he makes them do a dumbass game show. And he's like, tell me, you get 3 questions right and I'll let you go, and get 3 wrong and I'll call the cops. He's like, what is the state capital of Rhode Island?
That guy used to do a lot of content and his shit just went bad. He got addicted to steroids, and now the only way to create content is he does these fucking pathetic pedophile catchings.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought at least that part was fun, but I only saw like a part of one.
Nah, because he's done other ones, bro, where it's like, you got 3 questions and if you get these wrong, we're going to beat the fuck out of you, then call the cops. And it gets
the vigilante part is like,
yeah.
Man, you guys can't be doing that.
Did you know that New Zealand now has 5 pedophile catching groups on TikTok?
Really?
Mount Maunganui, Auckland, Wellington, Hamilton. Like, yeah, fellas.
You know what would be perfect?
Fellas are just starting to do this.
You know what would be perfect content?
If they caught someone and he had a blue spiral shirt?
No, you sting the pedophile stingers, bro.
Well,
you wait for them to show up to beat up a pedophile. You're like, you smash them.
You show up to beat up the pedophile catchers?
Yeah.
That's a snake eating its own tail quickly.
For sure. Hey, you guys should have called the fucking cops.
How fucked up is it, though, that this is like... this problem is so big and nothing gets done about it, that now you've just got shitty Batmans everywhere?
Yeah.
That's fucked up,
Batman,
man.
So.
Name another crime that people do that with. There isn't one. Random people...
drag queen story.
Random people aren't making, like... elaborate business deals like bribes and shit, and then filming it for TikTok because they're 16. Like, it's just the pedophile one, because an idiot can throw a cheeseburger into the universe and catch a fucking pedophile.
Yes, you can do that. And look, if I visit violence on the worst possible guy, that makes me a really good guy.
But
right?
This is what cracks me up, though. If this problem is so widespread that any random fuckos can just start posing as a child on a chat room and fucking meet one, I think, fuck them. Go for it. Smash them all.
You care to rephrase?
No. If you can just start a group, if anybody can start a group to catch pedophiles, and you can catch one, how bad is this problem?
I mean, it's bad,
It might be the worst.
Yeah.
Because it's harder to get weed.
It's the worst thing that happens to people. Yeah.
It's harder to get drugs than it is to catch a pedophile.
You reckon?
Apparently.
No, this would be a good game show.
If we
Maybe I
move
just
to
have
a
content
random
brain, but we could set up a challenge where somebody's got to get weed or somebody's got to catch a pedophile.
Bro, if you put somebody in a random town that they don't live in, give them a new phone with no numbers, and tell them they have to try and buy weed or find a pedophile, I reckon it's easier to find a pedophile.
Maybe.
Unless you know the tricks, like...
well, you got to know the tricks. That's why you got to pit teams against each other.
Well, one of the tricks, if you ever go to a town,
and then a group of pedophiles.
If you ever go to a town and you don't know where to get drugs, do you know what to do?
No.
Ring a hooker.
Oh, nice. That's like if you want to find pedophiles, you ring the act party.
Ta-da. See, you just go to a local church.
Yeah.
But this is what I mean, is fucked up. If I put you in a random town and said, here's a Discord server, try and, like, here's Facebook with a blank profile.
You could definitely get pedophiles on a Discord server.
Well,
I don't know very much about Discord.
Quicker?
I don't know very much about Discord, but I know you get pedophiles on Discord.
TVNZ, give me the funding. Let's do this. Let's see what's easier. What's easier to find. And let's check which districts are worse.
We call it weed or pedophiles.
We could call it a cool today. So the acronym was ACT.
Nice. Yeah, it'd be hard for me to distance it from what I normally think of ACT. It's
so fucked up, bro. I can't work out how that's a thing. Like 3 random dudes who are training in MMA. They sit around and have a few drinks and like, bro, we should make a profile saying we're a kid. And the first guy that shows up, we'll smash him. They shouldn't they shouldn't find anything.
They're doing it, I guess.
The fact that they can find people.
They didn't do it so that, it's like, it's a fame thing, right? Like, look at me, I'm the best guy because I beat up the worst guy. No, what you're supposed to do is call the police, and if you didn't call the police, you're being a bad guy. I don't care how bad you think he is.
If you're also horny as and you're on a dating app and you see one that says 15, you shouldn't answer that.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. And because why? You might go to jail, you might get a fucking hiding. Like, there's lots of reasons why not to do that.
Morally wrong, and you shouldn't want to do it. But even if you
you
do want to do it, you still shouldn't do it.
Yeah. And so if you do show up and 3 16-year-olds beat the shit out of you, I think that's funny. That's Spider-Man.
I can get the funny bit, yeah.
It shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
Any of it. But we should remember, the dudes knocking out pedophiles are still the good guys here.
The good news is, as this becomes like trendier and trendier, more it'll get like mainstream, and people have to find a niche within it. So we're gonna get to see like all the guys are dressed up as Wolverine or something, and
it's gonna be great.
Like, we'll get themed ones,
bro. No one else is addressing the fact that we have too many pedophiles in Western society.
Yeah, but if you think the solution is lure them out on an app so you can individually beat the shit out of them, I mean...
Well, what else is working?
I don't know.
Because, like, one of the groups that work with the police...
Yeah. They work
are trying to go in and beat up drag queens at librarian story time.
Yeah, they don't work with the police anymore, but I get your point.
Due to... Why don't they work anymore? Because they raided their fucking library.
Because of that directly,
Yeah, so they were racking up the boys to go do some bad shit.
Yes, they were.
So, funnel it. Work it out. If there is that big of a problem, like you got the Destiny's Church they think it's drag queens. I assure you it's not fucking drag queens. But the 3 dudes who train MMA that are 16 trying to beat up pedophiles online, like, everybody's just trying to make the world a better place because we know people keep trying to fuck children. Why can't we stop people fucking children? Should be the overlying question here.
It's the people who do that are broken.
Is there that many broken people?
Yeah.
Then we need to change way more than just this.
Yeah, we got a lot of work to do.
You get what I'm meaning? Like, the more you dig into this and the more solutions or obstacles, the more it just comes back to, this is so fucked up. Society is so fucking broken that this is a massive problem that nothing can be done about.
No, I don't believe that nothing can be done about it.
Well, when you have a pedophile in a real high profile level, we've just watched over the past 2 years, they'll cover that the fuck up and fuck all will happen.
Yeah. Well, he's in jail. That pedophile is in jail.
Yeah. And the guys that help facilitate that into a worse situation are still free and running the country.
They didn't facilitate it into a worse situation. They delayed justice. They delayed justice, and they made it so that we didn't know about it before the election, which would have informed us.
I would say that they tried to pervert the course.
The guy, they put the abuser in jail.
Yep.
They did that. The system is flawed, but it did put him in jail.
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a new law in New Zealand that says sex offenders can get named, right?
The victim can override their request for name suppression.
Do you know who can override that?
Judge again.
Yeah. So they've done nothing.
Yeah.
If the guy's rich enough.
It's the same thing. There is
happened in Rotorua very recently.
There's classes of people, and it's most evident in the justice system. You're like judge, CEO,
I get it.
Financial class, lawyer, maybe, cop. I'd say are all part of the two-tier justice system and the upper tier. That's why Luigi's going. That's why they're going to kill Luigi.
Yeah, bro.
It's because he wasn't part of that class. He could have been. He has that. He has that
when it first happened. Though.
Yeah, bro. He has that education.
He would have been a finance
over time. Yes, he would have been in that class, but he ain't yet. And he killed one of their guys.
Made that. You said that very.
It's not
very
murder, bro.
on.
It's terrorism. He attacked the privileged class. He ain't one of them, and they're going to kill him.
Well,
he's being charged state level and federal level at the same time, which kind of doesn't.
Every person I've seen comments on it, left wing or right wing, has all said this is an obvious attempt to prove a point.
Of course it is. Yes,
just say don't fuck with us.
Yes, you cannot treat this as just a murder. Well, it's terrorism.
I think you get to that point when you're fucking batting off child abuse cases left, right, and center.
Yeah,
just fuck off. We don't care. Whatever. And David Seymour's thing proves that sort of thinking is on its way here. What Winston's doing with Ben Doyle is an exacerbation of that. They're doing the same thing. They're bringing in all this bullshit from America, which isn't relative or real here.
Yeah,
and it's angering up the boomers.
We're like try and import their culture war and transfer it onto parts of it, and it doesn't match up, and people just look like fucking idiots. Yeah. Who broke the Ben Doyle story? Was it a fucking idiot? Was it like a gossipy
What's
little?
more
was
funny?
it a gossipy little bitch?
Was
it someone trawling
I
through
don't know
the Twitter
was.
accounts of their enemies to try find dirt on them, like a gossiping little bitch?
I did find out that they've had this Ben Doyle stuff for 2 years, so now they're getting looked at that if we do find anything, you sat on it for 2 years.
Yeah. Hang on. So you found out there was a pedophile and you chose not to say anything?
That's basically what I
you
found
should,
out.
You should meet us, bro. Come around to my house. I'm 15.
Yeah, that's how that's working out though, and like. Because that's why that idiot on Twitter, that dumb chick who's posting all about it, has deleted all of hers, being like, hey, I just asked some questions.
Hey, let me ask you this. If it was like a straight guy and he was a horn dog and he had consensual sex with adult women and he was horny posting, right? But he also, check this out, he has a daughter.
Yeah.
Isn't that fucking sick, dude? Yeah, like, right? Throw him in prison, right? That's what if he had a picture? What if his shit posting account included a picture of her, and he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna fuck adult women tonight." I don't like what.
How does this work?
Kill him, right? Yeah. Kill him, because you can't trust an adult to be horny around a member of the sex that they're attracted to if that person's a child, right?
It's mental.
What the fuck are you guys talking about?
Yeah, how did we get to here?
Imagine how sick this is, right? A guy. He posts pictures of himself with his son, and he's kissing him, and his son's sitting in his lap. How fucking... It's his son, dude. Yeah. How fucking twisted. That's fucked up.
I've seen people that I like... I thought I respected questioning this story, and it was like, oh, this is like when I say dumb shit. Like when people look at me going, I thought you were smarter than this. This is the same, except these people are doubling down on it.
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck, if you don't see this as a clear attempt by Winston to distract people, because it also came out that, this whole fairy debacle.
What about the fairy?
It's his fucking fault.
It's inappropriate to refer to the Ben Doyle affair as a fairy debacle,
That's
bro.
funny.
That's
I'm talking about the boats thing, you fucking prick. Nice. I should have thought about that. No, the boats thing. Apparently, like a couple years back, Winston was the one that was like, buy 2 big ones. And that's that whole deal that's gone bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's his fault.
What do you mean? Well, so he's getting bigger ones now?
No. So years ago, when this was like, fuck Labour, we're doing it this way.
Oh, yeah.
That was him.
Yeah.
So it's like the vaccine thing.
Yeah, bro. Like, it's more Spider-Man pointing at himself.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. You son of a bitch.
Yeah, and it's him yelling about that's why all of the things he's
fucking
mad
woke
at.
Banking.
All the things he's mad at, we know he does.
He expressly did them.
Bussy.
Yeah.
Bussy.
You reckon?
Bussy.
Oh, he is mad at it, isn't he?
He's probably mad he can't call it that. No, it's too weird, bro. And watching people people forgetting, bro, they're only doing it so that you don't realize how fuck up of a job they're doing.
Yeah.
They're just trying to make everybody else look the other direction.
I think there's certainly some of that.
What about the 2 guys getting detained in the night and taken from their houses?
Detained in the night.
You know about this?
Detained.
Peace activists Joseph and Jackson got released after being arrested from their houses in the middle of the night. Yeah.
Where?
They're setting up chairs together at a peace action panel talk on police abolition last week, and the cops are like, oh, yeah, true. And then, a little bit later.
Where?
The 3rd of the 3rd. Oh, I don't know where they...
It's not a place.
Here you go. 3rd of the 3rd this year. They occupied the roof of... No, I'm dismissing yours. They occupied the roof of the NIOA weapons factory in protest of its links to the IDF.
Where is the NIO weapons factory?
I don't know. They're charged with burglary and given draconian extensive bail conditions.
Right.
The main point of the story, bro, was that the police wanted to talk to them. This is at the University of Canterbury is where they were going to do it. So somewhere in Christchurch.
Okay. So it is New Zealand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. The police monitored it. They didn't see any reason. And then, decided to roll up to their house and arrest them at their house. One at 6 o'clock, one at 9 o'clock. And
nice.
Didn't tell them why.
Yeah, dude. And then because it's 69, dude.
And then let them out at 12.
Oh.
That night.
Okay.
So it's like, if you're a peace activist and you're protesting the IDF at the same time, you're like a golden ticket for those cunts. So they'll roll up with no warrant and just arrest you in your house.
They'll come get you.
What are you doing there for? Oh, because you
I don't know.
aren't
Because
catching pedophiles.
It's too much work to go on Tinder and pretend to be 14.
Yeah.
So they find guys who are criticizing the IDF. And
But no, so there was. Did you see that video of the lady in Israel, like getting taken off the street? She's a journalist.
No, I didn't see that.
Oh yeah, they did that. That was pretty bad. No badges, no nothing. America's got it happening with the ICE raids, where they don't even know who they're taking. They just show up like some, like there's that.
It's a bit of a slash and burn.
Do you know about the
attitude around there at the moment.
Do you know about the gay hairdresser that got sent to El Salvador?
I assume there's some.
There's a journalist in there taking photos and documenting what's going on.
Right.
And reckons this real like well-to-do sort of looking guy got picked up off the ground, and he's like, "I'm a fucking hairdresser. I'm not a gang member. I'm not supposed to be here." And this El Salvadorian guard slapped the shit out that man because I don't understand English. And the guy was begging, screaming, and this journalist had to stand there being like, yeah, we're doing some shit wrong here.
Yeah.
And it turns out that, not in a gang, nothing to do with a gang.
Yeah, was he a citizen? Is there any chance of that?
Yeah, he was an actual citizen. And
that's the kind of shit they're saying now. Like, I don't care if you're a citizen or not a citizen. You get the fuck out of here.
Why do you have the tattoos?
Wow.
And it's like, the gang has apparently come out being like,
you can also leave a gang and not be in the gang anymore. That's
the gang have come out saying we don't even have tattoos.
Yeah.
The MS-13 have tattoos. We don't, because it's too easy to find us if we had them.
Yeah.
We don't have them. So we don't know who they're sending. Yeah, and it's like, whoa.
Hairdressers.
So the gang isn't even like doing roll call in the morning and being like, Spider?
The worst.
Has anyone seen Spider? And he's not there. Nah, they just don't know.
They're sending the best hairdressers in Queens.
There's going to be some blowing out Karens rocking around Queens, mad as.
Yeah.
But no, it's just like what I was getting at, though, is that turns out there's the cops just rolling up and taking cunts because you don't believe what you're supposed to believe is happening left, right, and centre all across the world. And New Zealand. Weird. Like, of course, the Kiwi one was shitter and they were let out 3 hours later, but you get what I'm meaning? It's weird as that this jackboot shit's starting to happen again.
Yeah, I don't think it's weird. I think it's pretty predictable.
You reckon it was coming?
Shit. Yeah, absolutely.
Even here?
Yeah. Yep. I think the societal needle follows, like the global, or at least the Western societal needle follows what the American societal needle's doing, and the societal needle in America is like, fuck gay people. We're done with multiculturalism. And I think it moves it moves the needle around here a lot. And like I said, there's weird artifacts from that where they try and apply that to stuff that doesn't really work here.
I think there's a correlation between arresting white pedophiles and getting fucked off and having to arrest activists as well.
Yeah.
Like you keep catching pedophiles and they're like, you're a fucking church leader? God damn it, we need a Bust a Punk show. What about Elon paying people $1 million each to join a petition to get rid of the judge in Wisconsin?
He lost $1 million each?
Yeah, here's him on stage giving it to this guy.
Oh, that's not $1 million each. I think you go into a raffle to win $1 million, and also
that's the guy that won it.
Yeah, and also they screen you. So
Nicholas Jacobs,
when you go into the raffle, you say how fucking awesome you think Trump is.
This man here,
so you have to be like pass a character test and stuff.
That man,
yeah,
is the chairman of the Wisconsin College of Republicans.
Well, there you go. Well, how fortunate that he should win a raffle.
Bro.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. I was reading about
anybody can win.
I was reading about a new government initiative in New Zealand called the DCS, or Depositor Compensation Scheme, which is in the event of the collapse of a financial institution, this scheme would pay depositors up to the value of $100,000 for every depositor or entity that has any amount of money up to $100,000. Yeah. Okay, that's good. It's funded by levies from the banks themselves. Isn't that great? So they're going to tax the banks up to the value of $100,000 of every entity and individual that is with that financial institution in the entire country. They're going to tax them that amount. Isn't that great?
Fuck.
No, they are actually not doing that. They are going to levy them a little bit, and then there will be a crown backstop, which is to say that they are enshrining into law a kind of fail-safe for the banks, where they pretend to tax them for a little while, and if the bank does risky enough stuff and falls over, we, the taxpayer, pay for that bank to continue to be a profitable entity. Like I say, with banking, zero risk. There's zero risk in banking, especially this kind of banking. It's good fun, right? Do you want to do a quick break, quick tunnel talk? Well, you got more stuff.
Did I have one more
I got
thing?
way more finance stuff. I just don't like to bring it up too much because every finance thing that ever happens is crushingly depressing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's kind of a good one.
Okay.
Cory Booker.
Cory Booker.
Booker T, bro.
This is Booker T.
5 time.
Hell
5 time. I'm not doing the whole thing. Yeah. Nah, Cory Booker stood for fucking 24 and a half hours or some shit, making himself a cool cunt. Filibustering against Trump's bullshit Medicaid stuff. It's pretty cool because that Strom Thurmond or whatever his fucking name was, he was the guy that had the record for filibustering before Cory Booker took it off him. Yeah. But yeah, quite the feat to no bathroom breaks, no food breaks.
So is he wearing a nappy?
I don't know. It's Occam's razor, bro. Is he wearing a nappy or did he take meth? He could have had airplane food.
Have you found that meth stops you pissing?
Meth stops me doing anything.
Except giving an impassioned speech.
Yeah. I do 24 hours of talking.
You're here in this room.
Mm.
And furthermore,
I just broke world record, and it's like me, just, yeah. Nah, cup of datura and some meth, bro. You'll fucking go for hours.
Yeah, without
could've-
pissing. He's got to be wearing a nappy. Has to be. Or like or catheter, or he's like
He
duct
might
taped his
just
penis to a bottle. Something.
really mean
There's something going on.
You reckon you can't go 24 hours without pissing?
You'd have to manage your water carefully, and you'd have to practice beforehand.
He did say that. He did talk about that.
If you don't want to have a nappy on in case, then you got to practice it beforehand, probably more than once.
Yeah, it's probably a thing, though.
That's hard out. I mean, that's how you get to be the best. That's how you beat Strong Thurmond.
That's how you talk shit on white supremacists years later.
Yeah. It's interesting that it was just like a Medicaid thing. Like he himself said, it like kind of wasn't really the bill itself or the business any of the day that mattered. It was just my statement on like, you know.
He did a great job.
Well, that's cool. You couldn't have done both though. You couldn't have like.
I love the idea.
Thing.
Nah, I can't think of a faster way to piss off old white guys and get them to use the N-word than say...
Is that the goal?
I'm talking for 24 hours. No, I think he had another goal, but side quests exist, bro. Let's have a break.
Tunnels and comb. It's Tunnel Talk, everybody. Welcome back.
Let's go.
I want to talk about Saint Barbara. She's the patron saint of tunnels, among other things. Yeah, bro, early Christian Greek saint and martyr. There's not reference to her in like authentic early Christian writings, but there is later.
What'd she do?
She's put. Oh, did you lose everything or just me?
Just you.
Oh, it's me standing on my stuff. Sorry about that. Sorry,
What did
everybody.
she do?
Sorry. So, her father imprisoned her in a tower and like chained her up and stuff for not marrying who her dad
chose.
wanted. Yeah. She was like captured. She had to. They tortured her until she confessed that she was a Christian. Her dad beheaded her, and then, as punishment, he was struck by lightning. You see?
Nice.
Yeah. So therefore,
Tunnels.
Well, lightning is kind of like explosives, right? And where do you use explosives? Mining, tunneling.
fuck,
You know,
I missed that
yeah, to blow up the
Infidels.
World Trade Center or whatever. Tower 7 at least. Come on. Anyways,
Well, a certain religious group did that.
there is
They
a
were dancing about it.
the Muslims. I remember.
Wasn't them.
She's the patron saint of mathematicians as well.
What?
Yeah.
She show up late
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
and just got given the ones that were left over? Is
Yeah.
tunnels, maths, fellas
Well,
that ring you without telling you they're calling you?
It's because you use explosives to mine. But that's why she's associated with tunnels.
Okay.
But yes, you can find shrines to Saint Barbara in tunnels all over the world.
Chubby.
Yeah, interesting, man.
That's interesting, yes. I've never heard of
I
her.
gotta say, if you look at the paintings of her, maybe it's about the era in which they were painted, but I gotta say, she might be a member of the Horde. You know what I'm saying?
Well, no. What do you mean?
I'm saying maybe this lady here, maybe this is a 2-liter eater. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, the robe does too much. Oh, is she on the right?
I mean, she's the central figure, I believe.
The one in the nun gown.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel
That's her holding the tower.
up.
Come on, man, that's a 2-liter eater.
She's holding the tower up. You reckon?
I think so, but again, I think
Is she allowed?
This is when it was like it was virtuous to be fat. Times was.
I've got one for you.
What do you got?
What's the oldest recorded tunnel?
Ooh,
Like officially,
like man-made tunnel,
man-made, done properly and recorded.
Not,
and I should probably say like worked, like concrete and masonry and shit, not just.
I'm gonna say it's a Mesopotamian aqueduct or something. Roman then.
Nope.
Well, what is it then?
Ireland, 1802.
1802.
That's the first official like masonry.
The first like
blocks
reinforced tunnel.
Yeah.
Really?
Not like not the more crazy ways to do it.
That's interesting. I assumed the Romans would be up on it.
No, because their ones are like dig a hole, chuck some wood up and shit.
Like cut and cover.
Yeah. But different to like I've got a photo of the Grankin now, and that's that one like fully constructed.
That is a bridge, sir.
Yeah, well, the thing in the middle with the little arch is the more
fuck
important
are you talking about? That's the tunnel?
That that's the oldest thing I've found.
That's
and then
the oldest.
You get better ones.
Oh my god! Keep going.
I'm only going on the work.
Okay.
The bricks and shit.
That's
of
an
like,
arch. That's not a tunnel. That's a
counts as
bridge.
a tunnel,
That's a fucking bridge.
Don't get fucking mad
I
about
am getting increasingly agitated.
That's because
This is
you
not
are
bridge-
a terrible person.
This is not bridge banter.
There's more cool shit though of like these archway things are like how people used to designate them. Like it wasn't a ton. Like if you dug a hole and put posts and just supported it, it's not counted. And I'm like, wow, this is going to be interesting to talk to you about.
A tunnel goes from place to place. A tunnel is not the arch that exists underneath a stone bridge.
Yeah, bro, I agree.
People fucking absolutely dug tunnels before 1802.
Listen, it's designated as it has to be using like blocks and masonry and all that shit. I'm like, no, I don't think
designated?
That. To call shit a tunnel and count them as an official old tunnel. I'm like, that's horseshit. Because like there's tunnels fucking everywhere.
This is horseshit.
Yes. That's why I'm bringing it to you to get you angry.
God fucking damn it.
Yeah. I think it's cool that they're like, yeah, check out these archways. I'm like, cool. Not quite like the oldest tunnel though. Because like we've seen that one in Japan that went all the way under the road.
Yeah.
And that's been there for fucking way longer than that one.
Fat chicken, oldest tunnel.
This is the shit that comes up.
Please, no, it can't be.
It is, bro. That's why I'm bringing it to you.
This is an arch under a bridge. This is not a tunnel.
This is bullshit,
This is against the spirit of this whole fucking podcast.
That has like the English Channel. That counts. There's a tunnel under that.
There is a tunnel under the channel, but so that was the first one done with a tunneling shield.
Yes, I remember we talked about this.
So the what's his name? Isobard Brunel.
Yeah, and it just
who made the tunneling shield.
But that's what I mean. Like, so cunts that have dug tunnels, like remember the cartel ones?
Yeah,
that had like sophisticated structure running through it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it doesn't count. I'm like, this sounds fucked up.
What have we got for an oldest tunnel here? Okay, we got 2000 BC, the Siloam tunnel. Didn't you bring in tunnels under the pyramids like last week?
Alleged.
Yeah, alleged. I mean, there are tunnels under there.
Yeah,
I really think it was the Irish in the 1800s.
I think that's why it's funny to be like, no, these tunnels, and you're like,
that's not a tunnel.
And they're like, no, it's a tunnel.
The Irish. Irish are good at some things.
This is like
I don't think of them as a tunneling people.
But this is like when people say, I like cars. And you say, okay, I like these cars. And they're like, they're not cars. And it's like, they're totally still cars. But they make such a bullshit rationalization for what they like.
If one of them's a train, I'll go, that's not a car.
Exactly. Yeah. But because you go under something and through it, it counts.
Okay, we've got more facts coming right at us, 2200 BC. Okay, they reckon 40,000 BC Neanderthal men excavated manually in the ground in what's considered the oldest mine ever dug.
So there's some weird class of what counts, and it's got to have these prerequisites. I'm like, says fucking you guys.
I guess I think of a tunnel as being like
made by people,
like place to place.
Yeah, made by people.
Yeah, made by people going place to place.
Yeah,
I mean, like a sloth can have its own tunnel, but I'm not counting that.
Yeah,
and even then, the paleo burrows that we talked about, they like terminate in a chamber. They don't necessarily go like
place to place.
Like, to a place.
I did have a funny one.
Okay, go on.
Apparently, there was a detour on this road in Brazil.
Okay,
and a local prankster decided to moved some cones
Uh-huh.
and painted a tunnel Wile E. Coyote style, Roadrunner style.
Oh my God.
On the wall.
Oh my
And a
God.
cunt slams
Oh my
into
God.
it. And his insurance won't pay out.
Do you have a picture?
I did my hair. Yeah, and it's a smashed in car onto a painting of a tunnel. And it's fuck, bro. Do you know how mad I think I'd die. I think I'd be that angry if I had it. Just
fucking funny.
Yeah, bro. I thought that would be a good way to cheer you up after bringing so much shit to fuck with you.
Oh, that tickles me.
Just like Brazil. I think it's called the Brazil Roadrunner Tunnel.
Oh my goodness.
And it's like, yeah, famous.
That might be my favorite tunnel from Tunnel Talk ever. Please tell me there's a picture of the smashed up car in front of the tunnel. Oh my God, please.
Okay, there's that. So that's just the first photo I'm showing you. It's not the one.
Oh my God, and he painted a little roadrunner on the side of it.
Yeah, oh, here you go. There's a dude with his slightly smashed car, like just underneath it. Yeah, he wasn't going too brutal.
Oh, so he only just just hit it.
Well, he's probably seen the Roadrunner and slammed his fucking brakes on. Good night, everybody.
That's the Tunnel Talk, everybody. I don't want to hear the segments prior. I just want to hear the tunneling part. In my heart I have but one desire, an underground tube, the dank and the